The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. Morning. I got to tell Mark here, sorry, I pushed him too hard. Mark, it's just the way it is. Life. We're going to talk about Mark and what he did right and wrong, and what you need to do too. Now, let's understand something. My name is Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. I look at Tickety Talk, Google, and YouTube all the time. I see a lot of people full of crap. I have $53 million of credit. I've been collecting since I was 9.5 years old. I don't collect baseball cards. All right. I collect millions and billions. Maybe you want to play. All right. The bottom line with Mark, he didn't have the guts till I pushed him a little more. You see, everybody lives their life by convenience. You're going through the motions, you're paying your bills, you juggle, struggle. And you think that's good enough? Hell no. Biggest problem is you. Your mindset's kind of stuck. So this is live. I'm going to challenge you, see if you want to get there, but it's up to you. I don't understand people sometimes. I made my first $1 million at 14 and a half. I invented Car Finder and a lot of things too. So let's understand something today. All right. I had to get out of hell. I didn't have a choice. You shouldn't have a choice too if you're going to go chase the dream. Everybody wants the $1 million. Are they willing to do the work? They're willing to listen and basically follow through. You could get it pretty fast if you want to. But all I can tell you is the truth. Now I got a couple of problems. Number one, you can't record and take pictures. Number two is me. When I was a little boy being used and abused, that kind of sucks. Mommy threw me in a trash can. Mrs. Hope used and abused me too. What am I supposed to do? Go wah, wah, wah all the way home? Hell no. I got pissed off. I want out of hell. But then in school, since I write with both hands and talk at the same time, they said I was retarded. Then they tested me at Tewico Junior High, found I have an IQ of 203 with total recall. I just thought that people in the school and the teachers and people, grown-ups, are stupid. I'm already driving a Lamborghini at 14 and a half. What the hell are they doing? I don't get it. You have a choice today. Maybe it's time to get off your assets and go get it. I like goodies. Don't you like goodies too? I'm online 6 days a week. You can't find anybody on this planet that does what I do, and online trying to help you. Rags to riches, that's me. The true story. Why? I didn't want to live in hell. So mama, I got born in a taxi. She's a billionaire girl. Very simple. She's 15 and a half. She sticks me in a garbage can outside, guarding a hospital, leaves a note for me in the hospital and yells in the emergency ward, baby in the trash can. I was a piece of shit for her. That sucks. She went home and took a nap. Reality is Mrs. Hope used and abused me too. So you got no choice when it comes to me, because I will push you and I will drag you up the hill, because some of you are just too comfortable. Your journey starts begin today, but you need to pay attention. Why? Because I'm going to teach you things you should have known all along. But the only excuse you can say is, no one told me, Ray. Who the hell told me? I got to get out of hell. I look behind that curtain. Being dropped off at the pier every morning by Mrs. Hope since 6:30 in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And what did she say? She rolled that window down before she said goodbye. If you're not here at 5 o'clock, I'm going to leave you there to die. She was a she-devil from hell. Telling the world she's helping the kids? Hell no. Her and her son David kept abusing and abusing me. I wanted out of hell. So I looked beyond the curtain, dropped off the pier. I looked at Marina Del Rey. I looked at Torrance Rocks, called Topaz. I looked at Palos Verdes. You got Rat Beach. There's a beach called Rat Beach. I saw all the money. I wanted mine too. See, I know it's as smart as they were. How'd they get the money? Get lucky, inherit it, win the lottery too? If you don't start looking behind that curtain, sorry, at your age, you can't afford it. You can't afford to screw up anymore. Why are you not at the $1 million dream yet? What's wrong with you? So what are we going to do? We're going to talk about your personal credit. What most people screw up when they never had to. Take out your cards now. Put a stick in the back of the card. You write down the limit of the card. You maintain 25% always, and you'll go past 29%. That's your line of defense. These cards are $100,000, $50,000 a piece. You did exactly what I told you to do. Now you got 71,000 of safety credit. In case blankets the fan, lost your job, or pandemic. You backed yourself in a corner. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. You jacked up the cards, you dropped the score, can't get any more, can't ride up diddly squat. Why do grown-ups bring the pain home and hurt the family? I thought they were supposed to be responsible people. I don't understand, stupid. All right, I don't think people are stupid. I think half are lazy. The other half better be a damn crazy. See, if you don't understand a corporation's a legal person, that's your biggest problem. Because when we look at SSN, tax, and probate, when we're dead, they reach in the ground and take that too. The next thing is the SS4. These idiots on Tickety Talk and Google and YouTube going, you need an LLC, you got this. Stop the crap. Tax is due on a tax ID. Had nothing to do with the type of corporation you have in the first place. Because when they sue the corp, they sue you. You're a duck and a sheep. You haven't even made any damn money yet. So let's understand the rules and tools. Corporation, right in front of you, Chapter 18, not here to be legal accounting advice. Corporation is illegal what? Illegal what? It may sue or be sued. So that means when I heard this at 7.5 years old, I wrote it down. I tripped over Michael Landon's feet. And I got a backhand for that too. But you know what I did? I wrote it down. They said, why'd you do that, young boy? I wanted to figure out what it meant. And they laughed at me. Well, I went to the bank. Nope. I went to the library the next day. I walked in right next to the Torrance Police Department, the library there. Ma'am, what does this mean? She walked away. She was rude. She was rude. All I wanted to ask is a question. Is she coming back? A couple minutes later, here's a mug of his. Here's a mug. She was a biatch. I want to kick him in the damn shins. I'm 7.5 asking a basic question to the librarian, and she's giving me what? Attitude? Oh my goodness. No wonder this world is so screwed up. All the people and their attitudes, and they complain about everybody else but themselves. So what did I do? I went back to the library for 2 years. All I wanted was a blueprint, someone to give me the rules and tools, and I'll follow like a sheep and a duck. They didn't exist. Now, I sent away a money order, Secretary of State, California. I was 9.5. It came back Helping Hand Industries. I started that 9.5 years old. I got $100,000 of credit cards in the mail. People got them in the mail in the 70s and 80s without applying for business or personal too, even you. Until a bunch of dummies start using their SSN when they weren't supposed to. I got named to the movie Dave too. And I got 100,000 credit in the mail. Oh my goodness, what happened next? So let's understand. If you bought a corporation from an attorney, CPA, and a corporate service, I'm going to call that stupid. You didn't learn diddly squat, and they ripped you off anyway, all right, for a piece of paper that was actually free. You paid a little filing fee. So what happened next? Everything's going good. I set up the Orange County Blind Center. I made a mistake, used the word Braille. I got named in a lawsuit, and that kind of sucks. So I had to master trade names, trademarks, and copyrights too, kind of like you. So you have ideas. Your problem is you don't actually work on all your ideas. You think about it, maybe write it down, but you don't go after it. And that's the problem. You keep having the same rerun. Aren't you tired of the Lucy show or something? So what happens now? You got ideas? Before you tell your friends and family ever, you basically protect them. You put all your notes, copy them in a Federal Express envelope. You mail it to yourself. You don't open the envelope to judge well. You watch all these people suing each other on different words on songs and bull crap. You watch the sons of Aretha Franklin are going after her. Ridiculous people, because she didn't plan right. All the people around her didn't give her what needed to be done. But again, what do? Don't open the envelope. Don't tell your friends and family your ideas until you do that. Next, you set up a website, because all I've heard for 45 years is people tell me their friends and family steal their ideas. So let's protect our assets. I created division process in 85, 86. If you don't use divisions under a corporation, that's just plain stupid. Because when they sue the corp, they sue you. Is that smart or stupid? Never bring that pain home. Never bring the pain home. But that's up to you. So let's understand something today. You got a corporation? Oh, goody for you. Why don't you look on Secretary of State's website? You'll find the corp, you'll find your name in the incorporated and officers list, and then 87% of the time we find your home address. That's called stupid. You use the mailbox, etc. Because now you're on a national mailing list, you get robocalls and junk mail. You did it to yourself. But don't worry, when they sue the corporation, if it ever happens, which it will, especially in today's world, all those bloodsucker attorneys on TV, they're going to sue you. Then you're going to fight for your life because you didn't play the right way. But what can I say? You might want to think about mastering division process. So what do we get to do? It's like when they said, basically, when I was a kid, don't, put all your ducks in a row. Every time they said something stupid like this, don't put your eggs in one basket, ducks in a row. Explain it, please. They couldn't explain the damn thing. They keep going blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, what can I say? So I created this corp of 3 divisions and $1 million. Is that okay if you learn to play too and never bring the pain home ever again? So let's talk about 3 things today. We're going to talk about what? See it, believe it, go get it. Let me show you how I, since 4 years old, all right, literally got God to give me everything I ever wanted. It's simple. Everything I touch turns to gold, to 100 million to $1 billion company. We can have fun. See it. Oh, you got a house? Oh, goody. So what you got your house, it was escrow closed, homestead trust. Escrow closed, homestead trust, right? Oh, your house not in a trust, and they sue you, they screw you, they take it away. Oh, you die and you get stuck in a probate and your family got diddly squat. Well, you don't have a house yet? I'll teach you how to get a house. Is that okay? Your car? Why would you have a car? Out of the 20 cars the corporation has, I don't have a car registered to me because that'd be kind of stupid. The #1 lawsuit today is bumpity bums. Not only every time you drive on the freeway, all the billboards of the bloodsucker attorneys are on TV too, all saying they're #1. I wonder who's #2. Car, fleet price tax ID division. Fleet price tax ID division. Write it down. Money. How the hell am I going to get money as a kid? I ain't get a mommy and a daddy. All I got is bull crap. You're being used and abused. Come on. The only thing I could create is credit. You see, corporate credit under tax ID is a write-off. I have corporations building their own credit. Why would I steal it from the family and hurt the family? That's kind of silly and dumb, don't you think? Oh, well, what can I say? Maybe you got a thing or two to learn. So when you take your money to start your business and then you go broke, and 9 out of 10 companies work and fall every year. Okay, how about the franchise? See, the biggest problem you have is you're not creating residual income. You're having your rerun life going round and around and around, and you juggle. You're stressing yourself out because of you. So let's do this. Let's change your life. Let's play between now and the end of the year and see what we can accomplish for you. Okay? So if I get you up to a 750, on the way up there, I'm going to get you credit. Is that okay? And teach you the safety rules. So if we get you there in the 750, what we're going to do next is pretty simple. We're going to start to see it, believe it, pray, God opens the door, and go get it. As a pastor, I teach and help people all the time, and I just have to ask God to forgive me because I say what I say. You know what? I deal with people all the time, and God hasn't opened the doors for me. You've been sitting there going, that's all, folks. He expects you to do something. If we do our best, God does the rest. Amen to that too. It's called see it, believe it, go get it. Maybe I can teach you 10,000 things or two. What do you think? So let's play. Here's the company that I used coming out of the coma. They stole my life after I sold my wedding ring and everything else. And because my family needed a house, they bought a house, the one my wife picked out. They converted it to a mortgage within 12 months. And then we got our next house and go up and away. Maybe you'll check them out too. Now I got a foolproof program. You can't even screw up as long as you follow through. Now I got rich and famous people. They do everything I tell them to do. It's kind of fun. They listen better than you. I love that. And then I had to take homeless people who live in their cars and get them a Race 360 and $1.6 million and everything we're trying to do. And then people coming out of prison. It's like this. When I got Free Ray Ricky Ross, I got him basically gold and platinum cards. Then he started saying he was a credit expert. Got in trouble with that too. I don't understand that. No, we don't like me. Boo-hoo. Oh, Thomas, after 26 years in prison, All right, within basically 6 months, I got him his credit, built it up, made him a CFO, and it got him in the dump truck business. That's what he wanted to do. Millions a year. Is that okay? So here's the problem. You didn't stop to think how the system works. You never stopped to look behind the curtain. So you've been following people like sheep and ducks. And that's just the truth. So January 30th, 1934, our president at the time, Franklin D. Roosevelt, he created the Gold Reserve Act. He confiscated everyone's gold, called it Fort Knox. Simple. Then we got our SSN when we did, you and I, me, and everyone else around, usually 14 to 16 years old. No problem. Now, all of a sudden, when Nixon took over in August 71, he canceled and removed the Gold Standard Act. Every woman at the hospital, within 2 hours, is federally mandated to sign an SS5 form, which creates an SSN for the tax return. In other words, we're all bonded up to $30 million apiece, about 35 million. So we're a number. Isn't that fun? One's the lonely number. So let's play. Here's your problem. The biggest mistake that almost all people, probably all of you, make is you don't understand the foundation, what you're trying to accomplish. And that's why you keep falling off the hill. The SS5 form equals SSN, Social Security number, that equals a 1040 tax return. Had nothing to do with personal credit at all. So a bunch of dummies did some stupid things and used their SSN for credit purposes. Only one. So 9 out of 10 people get shitty credit and screw it all up. They don't know what they're doing. Sorry to say, but it is. No, we're we the people. Isn't that fun? We the people, yeah! Big deal if you don't know the rules and tools. What does it mean? We get our SSN, we're tax, and then probate when we're dead. The time of death at the hospital, that's for the state and federal government, by the way. Had nothing to do with you and your family. So all of a sudden, we got to learn to play. Now, how does Bank of America bankrupt 5,000 locations, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank? How did B of A get indicted last week? Wells Fargo again. All right, and guess what happened again to Chase? See, they kind of are like a Ponzi, but they get to basically play the game. So let's understand. They have a corporation and they have divisions. Well, they call them subsidiaries. That means they bankrupt locations under the Federal Protection Act and get a tax credit. Well, you go home and go, boo-hoo. Why don't you stop doing that starting today? The S is for legal name of entity. Do you see what it says on that form? The form that none of you paid attention to? When this is the biggest problem you do, I told and look at everything I can. I dissect it all. It says legal name of entity or individual person. Your name can go in line 1. So we get an SS5, SSN equals 1040 tax return. We get an SS4, 1120 tax return, and it's known as the tax ID. So we go like this. Over here, tax. Probably when we're dead, we get the leftover after they've already taxed it. Then we're supposed to survive. Good luck with that. Over here, we don't pay tax until we pay all the bills first. Then we pay tax on the leftover. If you create lines of credit above you bring in, you never pay tax. That's how rich and famous people do it, by the way. So you never had to bring the pain home. Why did you bring the pain home? I don't understand. So the ultimate goal is getting the corporate credit as fast as possible. So let's understand something today. For those that do not file tax returns, all right, and the ones that do fraud, all right, and do fraud all the time, it's pretty simple, all right. All they have to do is go to prison, not collect $200, and basically feel sorry for themselves. See, when people try to do tax evasion, all right, not pay tax and all that crap, it's called stupid. Why? You could be playing the game by the rules with the IRS under the 1244 and almost never pay tax anyway. So these people are stupid. I mean, all they did is they now have to go to prison and just get the hell out of the way. Over here, all we had to do is go to irs.gov, get a 1244, and file one tax return and almost never pay tax anymore. Doesn't matter what type of corporation you have. Whatever you get, they're going to sue you anyway because you're on the officer's list anyway. So the problem is what people do. People make a lot of mistakes. The lack of knowledge is why people do stupid things. I don't think people are stupid. I think they're lazy. All right, half of them basically are just lazy. Let's go get it. Now, here's 5 reasons you want me to give you corporate credit, cash credit. That's simple. Not only did I invent most of the stuff that's over the last 45 years, and trained Ken Yarborough, security chief at TRW Experian, but again, I invented and created this too. Isn't that fun? And I'm still here. I'm not dead yet. I died and came back. Isn't that fun? So all credit to the tax ID is a write-off. Isn't that fun? Cash credit. And then it's free money. All you got to do is maintain the payment. And if we do this correctly, it doesn't hurt your family. You don't steal money from your family ever again, because that wasn't fair. You set yourself up to fall. Now the divisions give you the line of defense. Divisions are the line of defense. Corporation managing entities. So we learn to play. The next thing is we create a legacy for our family. The problem with 90% of the United States of America people, they're not creating legacy for the next generation. And they haven't been doing this since the beginning of time, it seems like. All right, I don't understand, stupid. My kids are going to go through hard knocks. You set them up to fail. See, the United States of America Incorporated, they got 50 corporations. They call them states. States got corporations called cities. They invented Chapter 9 bankruptcy under the Federal Protection Act. So they can bankrupt 11 cities' debts and stay in business in front of you. See, you have the same rights as long as you have no intent to do fraud. Just remember, we can say we the people all damn day until you understand what it means and what you can really do to play. The bottom line is, it's your problem. It's your fault. You didn't pay attention. You're responsible. Corporation's a legal person. So stop bringing the pain home. Ultimate goal, I created a division process because I wanted a second chance in case I screwed up. And I don't want to be like you. I'm one of the few, not one of the many. So let's write down division of me. There's that form again, line 1. I can put an entity. I can put a person's name, corporation, division, subsidiary. I can build you a custom, all right, and corporate umbrella if you allow me to. Up to you. So let's give an example out of the 20 cars in the car collection. Here's one of the $1 million Lamborghinis, okay? So if I buy the Lamborghini under me personally, and I guarantee that $6,800 a month, and if I can't pay it, they take it away. And then the creditor reports it to the IRS as a 1099-C. So now I got shitty credit, and I have an IRS problem that gives me double shitty credit. What am I going to do? Be a whiny baby like most people do? You buy it to the corp, they sue the corp, they sue you. We're still a duck and a sheep. Now, here's your solution. You give me a problem, I'll give you a solution. It's that simple. So let's understand. I bought the Lamborghini as a division of a corporation. I showed you SSN versus SS4. I guaranteed it as a division of me. So what do I get to do? If I can't pay it, I get to do the 3-step I invented for me. Once you write it down, I get to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Let's understand what that means. Very simple. All right. I get to put it over here while I'm running my other businesses. The other businesses over here. Okay. So this means I'm going to fight like you know what to save it. If I can't save it within 6 months, I'm going to do what the banks, the Bank of America, grocery stores, and cities do. Under the Federal Protection Act, I'm going to bankrupt the hell out of it, throw the sucker away, and basically build my company anyway. You see, I'm not going to bring the pain to the corp or my family. That makes no sense to me. Divisions are for the buildings too. In case you want to grow, the building didn't work for you. Next thing, each piece of property has to be a division. You don't know who's going to slip, fall, and sue you up. Screw you up too. This is the SS4 again. In the beginning, until you get to my level 1 in setup class, I don't care what corp you get, because nobody cares. They're going to sue it when they sue you. They sue the corp, they sue that too. Then the SS4 is taxable when you're profitable. That's what matters the most. And then understanding the Fair Lending Act. Each credit card that I get you for the corporation through my system allows me to daisy chain it 113 times in 113 ways. Maybe we should get you 9 of these things. What do you think? But again, you get to play. So let's do it a little slowly this time. The Lamborghini SS4 If I can't take care of it and there's a problem with the business that day and I can't pay it anymore, I'm doing the 3-step. I'm going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. I'm going to replace it again under SS4. I'm not going to be stressed out, and I'm going to maintain my 750 for me personally, no matter what I do. You see, if anything screws up in the future, it's a division, not the corporate, not you and your family. You see, me as a division, I can guarantee you credit card, house, franchise. Isn't the goal not to bring the pain home in the first place? To never bring the pain home. So let's understand the corporate umbrella. If you let me customize your corporate umbrella, we can build you the $1 million if that's what you want. But you got to do your part too and follow through. So again, today, look on the Secretary of State's website. If you have a corporation, find it, find your name, use your home address, change it right away because that's silly and dumb. And we want to use a mailbox, etc. instead. From there, when you sue the corporation, because you didn't put your ducks in a row that I taught the grown-ups to do, they sue the corp, they sue you. That makes you a duck and a sheep, and that sucks. Divisions give you the line of defense. Would that be okay if you learn to play the real way? All right, 2 per each item. So again, as long as you have no intent to do fraud, and you're going to learn what's called an intent. You're going to learn a resolution of the intent not to do fraud. Got it? You can put it in writing. Corporations division has a problem. What are we going to do? Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If you have a corporation today, it's pretty simple. I'll build you the first $100,000, and then I'll offer, if you like me, to daisy chain it through my system 9 more times. Would you like it to turn 1 card into 10? That's $1 million again. Not hard to do. That's just 1 card. So if we play and do it my way, you could win and never bring the pain home again. So let's understand daisy chaining. There's 113 ways to daisy chain credit when you become the CFO, and if you allow me to do it for you. So I card 9 more, okay, off 1 card under the Fair Lending Act. Now, by the time you got 10, that equals $1 million. Okay, so again, 1 card. Now, I have 10 favorite cards. So we could actually do it to 10 million, but that's up to you. Depends how aggressive you want to be. The daisy chain process up to 10 cards right now, I'm putting it online for $49.99, $5,000. That means you and I are going to have to be talking about 10 times. As I daisy chain, I need you on the phone with me, and you're going to learn what I do anyway. So not only are you getting the daisy chain credit up to 10 cards, you're getting my calls with me to do this for you. And then you'll learn how to do it for yourself from now on. Is that okay? So cash credit, corporate credit, write-off, personal credit, not. $750. Here's a $100 million building across the street from South Coast Plaza Mall I obtained. Here's a Lamborghini for $1 million. Here's a $5 million mansion, one of them, and $1 million race, but that I obtained all of these things, and why didn't you? So let's understand how to play. Let's build you that first 100,000. That's the first thing we have to do, because that can turn into more money. One source, Ray Reynolds, with all the answers you're ever going to need. Okay? I'm one of the few, not one of the many, IQ 203, total recall, and believe me, I'll take on anybody who thinks they know about personal business credit. Okay? Since I'm the godfather of credit, I don't think they know what I know, and nobody offers what I offer in the first place, too. So let's play. You like a bunch of goodies? I like goodies, don't you? You want some goodies for you, too? You want me to get you the keys? So if you let me add you to my credit system that I developed over 40 years ago, I can let you play on my pool table with me if you want. That's just one of the mansions. What's your goal? Now take the calendar today and look at how many working days are left of the year. You're in your 3rd quarter. Time is running out. I'm online 6 days a week. I've been online or in person for 6 days a week for 45 years. Now I need you to write down credit, loan, money. I'm going to show you something that you should have done with the money you pissed away. So if we take a corporate credit card like a Wells Fargo up to $100,000, and we take it off the card because anything above $10,000 doesn't show up on personal credit reports. We take that $100,000, we put it in the bank at Wells Fargo, whatever bank you want to. They will give us up to reference 3 times 5. Reference 3 times 5. We're going to leverage that $100,000. This is leveraging the money up to $1.5 million of a line of credit. Borrow money is not taxable. Your corporation is going to buy a franchise. It's going to buy an apartment complex. You're going to build a legacy to leave to your family and start training them too. If you do exactly what I told you to do, that first 100,000 gets you financial freedom. And that's 10,000 up to 10,000 and 50,000 monthly forever. Corporations live forever. You do not. We're all going to die. We have to plan the problem. We got to plan to die. We got to plan to live. Isn't that okay? So understand. Maybe you want to do a Section 8 property. You have 14 states that have brand new houses for $35,000 to $75,000, $250,000, $500,000. From there, here's the one for $75,000. The ultimate goal is simple. Do you know what the down payment is? $5,000. Let's pay it off a damn card. It's $50 a month, and if you did it times 3, that's $150 a month. And now you got 10,000 up to 10,000 a month. I don't understand why you're not where you need to be. This is child's play. Ultimate goal. The next one, they still only want 5,000 down, and then we get 3 of those too. You know what? How to get $10,000 to $50,000 a month? Ultimate goal. Companies will manage it for you too, and they're not fixer-uppers. So let's understand something today. Residual income. All right. Think about Section 8, legacy that begins. But that's what I need you to focus. Do you want to get what I put in my book 45 years ago? Cash flow, free up your time, and do what you damn well please. It's on page 6. Winning the game of business. 10,000 to 50,000 a month. That's up to you. Now let's understand something. I'd like you to challenge yourself and look in the mirror today. I'd like you to look in the mirror for 5 minutes and do nothing. And ask yourself, what did you do yesterday to get towards your $1 million? I know you sit there going, see, if you don't get off your assets and go get it, it's not going to happen. How about we get the repo list for cars, boats, houses, apartment complex, duplex, probate list, divorce list, bankruptcy list? How about we broker supply and vendor money and vendor credit? Okay. So let's say if you work your tail off and I do most of the work for you, your corporation will get up to $1 million in each division. And then you get a checkbook money and then supply and vendor money too. Is that okay? If you do everything I tell you to do between now and the end of the year, by the time you look behind you, you got about a $10 million company. But still, we got the same problem. You are the biggest problem. Don't think, just do. So if we look at basically an expo, franchise, hedge funds. So can we make you a money-making machine, please? Can you let me do that for you? It's not going to be easy. You're going to work your tail off. I'm going to push you like you did Mark. I kind of pushed Mark about 90 days ago. He was giving me the sad story. Wah, wah, wah. It's like, stop, Mark. You got a wife and 3 kids. Get off your ass. Garage sell some shit. All right, drive an Uber. Do this, this, and this. He didn't like the answer I gave him. Now he's got a 790. He has 100,000 of personal credit. He has $250,000. He says, Ray, I want to do a testimonial for you. He just wrote a review on Google and Facebook. He says, Ray, thank you for kicking my ass. All right, you got me off my ass to go get it for my family. You see, this is what people have to do instead of having the same damn rerun. So let's get the 100,000 to $1 million. Let's supply and vendor credit. You see, what do you think? That's OPM money. We don't pay a bill up to 90 days. We basically get through the Dun & Bradstreet. I wrote the rules for that too. Oh my goodness, I've been around a hell of a long years. You know what? Why don't we sell stuff on Amazon? Why don't we sell on eBay? And then you just broker the goodies and you get your money right away. See, oh, now let's look at this package. This is an ultimate private package with me. It's called the ultimate package. This allows you to talk to me each week for 4 weeks for 15 minutes. Don't use it all at the same time or you only get one call. 90 days, level 1, 2, and specialty classes in 9 divisions. So do yourself a favor, take out your cell phone. This one you allowed you to take a picture. Go ahead and take a picture. So if you wanted 10,000 as bonus for $19.99, you get all those goodies above that plus the bonus credit for 10,000. So you get 5 times your money back anyway, and you get all that stuff and rebuild your life. Pick the one you want. Now we offer credit lines up to 10% is what we charge normally. I have 2 right now. Today, during the broadcast only, there's a $50,000 and $100,000 credit line. right over there. This is only during this because I'm not telling anybody at the office. And if you ask them, I'm going to say no. If you take a picture, you're not supposed to. I'm just kick you out of the program too. This is through me only. $50,000, $1,500 today. 100,000 is 25 during the broadcast only. It has to be a Zell. You put RW in your Zell. Now, if you want time with me, coaching time, simple. 1 call, 3 calls, 7 calls, 26 calls. There you go. So if you want the $1 million package, now this is not easy. It's $1 million of cash credit, 18 divisions, 18 tax IDs, refresh analyzations, histories, classes, and you have to work with me weekly. Okay, weekly. All right, and this is not easy to do. So basically, I charge 10%. That's $100,000. That's 10%. But if you paid in full, because I'm giving you 45,000 of bonuses, now on the bonuses, you only get the pieces you're missing. Now, if you have them, you don't need them. So it's 50,000 if you pay in full, or 30,000 of bonuses. Or you can put 10,000 down. So I can start adding history and divisions and all the pieces and map it all out for you. Okay, 10,000 down. And then you pay a monthly fee. That's all you got to do. But again, I only put 10 people in because that's all I can do at a time. The ultimate goal. So as we do this, here's another thing to think about. I'd like you to stop doing your life the way you do it. I'm sorry. At your age, no matter if it's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 70, all right, reruns have to stop. All right, you're doing the same thing again and again, and it sucks. I'd like to, if you allow me, to rebuild your corporate credit or build your cash credit. I'd like to coach you, but I want to turn you into an investor. You see, I build credit for people, and I've done about 6 billion over the years. The rich and famous do what they say they're going to do, and I make them invest money. The next thing is a residual income. Biggest problem people have is they get the money and they're doing their business what they wanted to do, and that's fine. But that just lets them survive. I want residual income for the rest of our lives. And I always target franchises, and I always target real estate. So here's up to 50,000 a month. But again, this is a program that takes a year and a half. So you're stuck with me the rest of this year and next year. And what are we going to do? I only put 10 in this program because that's all I can do in this program at a time. Video conferencing, all classes. All right, weekly calls. All right, rapid rescore. And video conferencing, or with me in the conference room on your blueprint on a weekly base. From here, it's not hard to do, but again, what do we have to do? I have to teach you how to fill out applications and how to get credit as well, and projections. I want to hold your hand while you're doing the work too, because I want to educate you in limits as well. So the next thing is phone calls to the creditors, if I have to call them on your behalf with you on the phone as well. Next, daisy chaining credit up to 5 million. This is a $5 million package. And increasing limits. Now, I'm 25,000 a day. All right, 3,000 an hour. I've been paid that for 45 years from companies all the time. This is here, $25,000. My wife calls this my hobby because I give Kmart pricing on most things that I do. So again, there you go, $25,000. So the ultimate goal is the faster you sign up for this, the faster you're stuck with me for the next year and a half. There's my private coaching. And we're going after 5 million and up to 50,000 a month residual income the rest of your life. Is that okay? But again, that's up to you. I have only 10, but now I'm down to only 6 left. I have 9 that said they reserved something or are going to do it this week. But again, I might have to turn some away. So if you don't do it right away, you missed out the opportunity to. Here's your Zelle for small items. Ray Reynolds recipient, rayscredit.com, RW on it. And then we got to look at bank transfer, deposit, or wire. Simple. Now, I like goodies. You like goodies yet? See, here's the thing. I like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and goodies, and mansions, and buildings, and all kinds of stuff. So the gift, God's gift. All right, the race boats, the yachts, the goodies, the goodies, the goodies, the goodies. Now, I've accomplished every goal I ever had. I always do. Ever since I was 4, everything I touch turns to gold. God opened every door for me. He'll do the same for you. So here I am, 81. YMCA, El Toro Marine Base, and all the goodies too. Highest kick, fastest kick on the planet. So every time I hear some idiot say white men can't jump, I don't understand it. I hold the record. Kicked at the lights at night. No matter where you come from, you can accomplish your goals. There's no excuse. So my first car was a Lamborghini Countach that I drove to Orange Coast College at 14 and a half. What did you drive? You see, all right, I had to do this on my own. I don't hear no. I say thank you when you say no. I walk away and find a way anyway. People say no because they don't know how to play. I had 19 houses at 17 years old. They said I had a loan to value problem. They were shocked. How did you do that? So I dumped them in divisions and I freed up my loan to value problem. So let's understand the lack of knowledge is the stupidity of man or woman. People aren't stupid. Half are lazy, half have to be a little crazy and stop bringing the pain home. I've been the #1 consultant for over 30 plus years. You might want to just play with me. There's 1,000 steps to the millionaire. You're gonna have to work your tail off, and I'll do most of the work for you anyway. Certified CFO. Now, if you don't have an IRS account to watch your tax returns, please set up irs.gov and set up an account with the IRS. If you're gonna play to win, you gotta know the rules, correct? The Ray Reynolds University, I'm leaving over 10 billion when I die. My children are officers. I already paid tax. I'm not leaving it to them. When I told Mr. Buffett when we were having a root beer float 100 years ago, I said I'm leaving less than $1 million to irrevocable trust. Rest to corp are going to give it away. You see, if I want to give it to my kids, I'd be stupid and have to pay tax. But if they're the officers of a corporation, they get to play with everything and be the puppet master, and they don't own diddly squat. Isn't that the way to play? What legacy did you get from your family? Did you get the big fat zero like me? So let's play. Here's the problem with legacy. People always say their children are legacy. That's not their legacy. If you die and you didn't train them to take over what you built, okay, they're going to get you a little piece and you're going to just be a memory, okay? That's not good enough for me. Corporations live forever. People do not. We have to plan to die too. So let's write down irrevocable trust today. Let's write down UCC1. Let's look in your house or your office and all those goodies. Your house has a deed of trust, car has a pink slip. But all those goodies should be on a UCC1, registered and created a chattel mortgage, listed on an irrevocable trust. Because when you're dead, now you know where your stuff goes and they get to have it to the trust, to the corporation too. I know where my stuff's going. Do you? Simple. All right, maybe going to be like Aretha Franklin. It's their sons are fighting over her estate, being a bunch of idiots. I like giving money back for what you put into a program, but to times 10. I'm the only one in the planet Earth. When you purchase something and you buy something through me, I'm going to try to give you 10 times credit, personal business credit back to you, because I know you've been ripped off by your friends and family and other companies too. Let's make sure you get the win-win-win. Now draw the diagram in front of you. It's right there. Let's draw that diagram. It's a corporation with divisions. Now, Bank of America uses corporations called subsidiaries. They bankrupt and get a tax credit over 5,000 locations. Chase, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo. Sam's Club now is bankrupt almost 1,900 locations. Geico ran out of the state of California last year because they don't want to deal with the new taxes rules for insurance purposes. And then you got basically the cities that file bankruptcy too. So here we go. You should never bring the pain home, so stop doing that. You should become a certified CFO, and you should program your brain to millionaire status. That's the ultimate goal. Now, I started my blueprint. I was 9.5 at the Torrance Library. I call my blueprint, and you call everything you do a name. So I call it See It, Believe It, Go Get It. You should master my blueprint that I mastered for me, for you. Okay? So let's think. My thought of the week is simple. Countdown has begun. Between now and the end of the year, it's called to get off your ass, and go get it. If you don't worry. In January, you'll just be going the rest of your life, having another rerun. You got no excuses now. You met me, and I'll become your coach, and I will drag your ass up the hill, and that's what it takes. There's no excuse. So I like to put you back together like Humpty Dumpty, if you allow me to. So let's draw the diagram in front of you. A corporation manages an entity's my design for you. We stop bringing the pain home. We put our ducks in a row. We are, and I repackage your whole life under the same corporate umbrella. Is that okay? If you never bring the pain home ever again? So next year I have my TV and radio show coming up in 24. So I won't be doing 6 days a week thing. So you better do what you can this year because I might not be around for you next year. But it's up to you. So let's understand rich and famous people listen better than you. All right. And I love the fact that I've even done things for presidents of the United States of America, incorporating too, even the Terminator. But guess what we get to do? You sit down with your kitchen table with your friends and family. We're going to start a business, honey. Oh, goody. All right. And hopefully someone with half a brain says, what if something goes wrong? And then the bottom line is planning the problem. You jacked up your credit cards. You dropped your score. You got stuck. You can't get any more. You can't ride up diddly squat. You hawked your house. If it's true, that's called stupid what you did for you. Why would you jeopardize your family? Nobody should ever do that. It's not acceptable. Never bring the pain home, ever. From there, right down to today's date, let's go show you how I got some goodies and show you how to get yours too. Ultimate Goal, Winning the Game of Business, I wrote 45 years ago. From there, I sold the Millionaire's Founders Kit at the Bonaventure for 32 years. All right, for $5,000 a set. If you want a copy of the 12 books and CDs, they're free to you. No problem, but you have to sell $99. That covers shipping and handling. Ultimate Goal, but again, if you don't, then you don't get the books and CDs. Simple. You write down RW when you sell, and you write down your address, we'll ship it right away. Simple. Starting a business, running a business, you don't know if the people around you, your friends, your family, your employees, everything around you are going to knock you off the cliff, they're going to catch you, or you're just going to fall off and die. Because when you trusted people and gave them some money, they said, I'm sorry, I didn't pay you back. They don't respect it. So what do? Ever since I was a little boy, all right, at 2:30 in the morning, I'd be abused by, Mrs. Hope's son, David, and her. And that sucked. So I trained myself to get up at 2:25 every day. Every day ever since then, I can't sleep past 2:25 my whole life. I woke up this morning, 2:25, dropped to my knees, said, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I go look in the mirror, put myself in check. You see, who's going to help me? Who's going to help you? Truly, God, me, that's it. I put myself in check, and what do? You basically cloud your direction with your friends and family opinions, and you allow them to drag you down. July 4th, didn't matter if I'm worth millions and billions. Got 3 yachts in my backyard. Wife wants to take out one of the yachts and take out a group of people. Okay, why not? Next day, I'm in a coma, and I get to die at 5:41. The time of death is for the state and federal government, by the way. And what do I get to do? Be in a different place. I get to hear what's going on in the room. Tax attorney tricks my wife to sign a POA and steals my life. That kind of sucks. All right. My wife turned around and went to our office in One Technology Drive over on Spectrum, found Ron with 2 U-Haul trucks stealing my inventory. And then basically from there, she had to call the police and say, hey, where's the other inventory you stole? Then I got Tom White, who sold my websites. All right, he was my IT guy, and he sold my phone numbers too to a porn site. The people around you, you got to be careful. They're the ones who are going to hurt you the most. Then the nurse asked my wife if I was a donor. They're going to rip out my heart and take it away. And luckily, they didn't look at the driver's license and the pink little dot there, or they would have took it away without asking her. But again, I was given a choice by Jesus to stay in peace or go back. I believe I'm his basically proven record for you. All right, so let's understand. I had to move 24 times. I'm 11 and a half years old. All these lousy people trying to raise me. Yeah, I'd raise myself. But you know what? Going to school in Watts, Torrance, Hawthorne, and Long Beach, there's always a bully. You got to learn to run or kick it. I'd rather die than run. I've been shot twice, not 6 times. So I got no excuse, neither do you. But I created millions and billions. Why haven't you? So the bottom line is I'm God's example. Pay attention today. For I got a book coming out this year called Jesus is Not a Drive-Through. Being a Christian's a way of life, not a moment in time. So let's understand something today. I want to get you past go. I want to get you unstuck. I want to show you some Lamborghinis I obtained through the corporate structure. How about a Duffy? How about a mansion? How about white men do jump and stupid people say we don't? How about we get more Lamborghinis? How about yachts and race boats in the backyard? Helicopters, U-Docks, more yachts? How about Ferraris? See, I can only show you what I obtained. Maybe you'll pay attention today. I call this Ray's Rules. Ray's Rules. But what did I do? I took the blueprint I call See It, Believe It, Go Get It that God gave me to use for me. Maybe you want to get a copy for you. But again, it's up to you too. So credit repair, I'm sorry to say it's a fraud. I mean, come on, the top 4 credit repair companies have all been indicted several times. There's no magic wand. The Federal Trade says they can't collect money up front, but they do. All right, the difference is credit repair lies. We're going to put you through a process of education. That's why we call it credit rebuilding too. Why don't you learn and pull out, basically Google it, Section 611 today. So here's the thing. You cannot rip off your creditor. You cannot steal their money. You cannot hide and play peekaboo. You have to man up and woman up and be responsible for your debt. That's just the way it works. You can't be a crook. So let's understand something today. Very simple. If you negotiate a co-open collection account, you put all your cards at 25-29% rule, but 2, and you do a wrap or rescore, you'll be at a 750 score. Very simple to do. Then you can learn the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, while you're building the $1 million of credit. I'll build for you too. Simple. So here's your first 25 steps today. First, we look at Intuit Credit Karma because Intuit bought it December 3rd in 2020, and there's still no phone number to help you. The next thing what we want to do is analyze your credit within 24 hours. I want to show you exactly what I need you to do on your part while I rebuild you. All right, if you do what I tell you to do, you follow through. I'll do follow through too. You have a 750, 90 working days. I'll even call your case number in rotation in one of my classes, 10 classes on Saturday live. In rotation, calling your case number saying this is what I want you to do. Here's the application you know none of you paid attention to. It's called the SS5 form. The name to be shown on card, full name of birth other than above. So this is the SS5 that equals an SSN 1040 tax return. If you look at your Social Security card in your personal wallet today, it'll probably say do not laminate, do not carry with you, and don't use for ID purposes. You did that anyway. And it always says property or social administration, not you. Now understand something very simple. All right, you got your SSN to create your 1040 tax return. Had nothing to do with credit in the beginning at all. From there, years ago when you got your first job, very simple, you thought the job was ripping you off because it was missing half money on your check. And then the employer explained to you the IRS gets their cut. You need to live on the leftover. So you got to make 10 times more than you need. See, that's what makes us a bunch of ducks and sheep. Okay, because you didn't learn to play, you follow a bunch of dummies, and that's what you did, because they didn't know how to play either. We, the people, corporation's a legal person. Your goal is to understand that you can file one tax return under 1244 and almost never pay tax ever again. You got one SSN, all we do, same thing with me. We're all ducks and sheep. But I learned to play. Your problem is you didn't pay attention. Corporation gets sued, SS4, they sue you. But if you use the division process my way, you'll never bring the pain home too. Banks and grocery stores use subsidiaries. They don't bring the pain home. Hell, they get a write-off when they screw up. You, what do? Me, go home all the way home and go what? All right, I'm sorry to say, it's just true. So what do we get to do? Have fun. I want to rebuild your SSN. I want you to allow me to train you to be a CFO for the corporate divisions while I rebuild it for you. From there, the SS4, I want you to understand and master that too. Choose wisely and understand one thing, double CFO, and that way you get a corporate divisions and you have all your ducks in a row under the same corporate umbrella. Wouldn't that be fun? So here's the SS5 form again. Why don't we compare it to the SS4? Line 1, legal name of entity, individual person. So your Bank of America and all the banks, grocery stores, cities, they're allowed a corporation owning corporations. So then they write it off when they screw up or make a bad decision, like B of A being indicted yesterday, 100 million, or Chase last week, and Wells Fargo a couple of times too. So the problem is you keep counting on your banks. You keep counting people around you. So let's understand your name can go on line 1. If you master the rules and you dissect the form and look behind the curtain, it does say banking and credit purposes. So you get 1 per entity. So your corp should do 4 things. That's it. Buffer tax. That means no taxes due till you're profitable. So I don't give a damn what type corp you pick. When they sue the corp, they sue you anyway. We'll break it down in my setup class on Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time anyway. From here, corporate credit. If you allow me to build you the cash credit you don't have, I'll teach you how you can write it all off interest rate and credit card. The ultimate goal. From here, cars at fleet price, hotel free buffet. That's all your corporation gets to do. Now your divisions are the line of defense. That's all they get to do, line of defense. Next, they're cheap. Multiple functions, buy at wholesale price, multiple credit reports, and real estate separating liability too. And what do? You write down divisions, give you the line of defense. You build a corporate umbrella, which builds tax IDs and credit reports and finances itself. I will guarantee what I say I can do 100%. As long as you're part of the program, you do what I tell you to do, treat you like you're 2 years old. You have to follow through, go to class and not fall on your what. If you violate by jacking up cars and applying during the program, don't be surprised we close your case or charge you a fee for screwing it up again. From there, past cannot chase future. So if you got a collection account, negotiate. You got an IRS problem, they got a magic form too. It's called 656 433 A and B. Solve that problem. Next, that's step 3. Let's understand the 750 is waiting for you. If you allow me, all right, to analyze your credit within 24 hours, then you allow me to do a rapid rescore. I will push you to 750 as long as you're part of the program and you do what you're told to do. Here's a nice lady, doesn't have bad credit, but she has a shitty score, 651. All right, she was told by her banker, all right, literally the candlestick maker, the attorney and the CPA, a bunch of dummies, use half your credit. I get tired of the people talking out their butts because she has no green lights because of the stupidity she listened to. From there, I pushed her up with the rapid rescore, got her 100 to a 770, and from there, I created green lights too. The ultimate goal. Nice couple. They were conned by an attorney and his wife, both attorneys, to file a bankruptcy when they didn't need one. So they have no credit, so I give them a card unsecured for $500. Here's a client loving collection accounts, a total friggin' mess. I get them $3,000 to juggle back and forth so we can get them up to the 800 score, which we did. Ultimate goal. See, there's a solution for everything you're trying to do. If you let us do credit rebuilding, tear it apart, rapid rescore, you go to class on Saturday, I got 10 live with me, you're stuck with me, I'm stuck with you. What do we get to do? Target a 750 score. And then the next thing, what we're going to do is simple, charge you $9.99, but give you a $1,000 card back. During the broadcast, you get a discount of half price. It is $499. All right, and the card becomes $500. That is during the broadcast if you Zelle it, only RW when you Zelle. From there, if you want referrals, I'll build more credit. Give me referrals, I'll Zelle you back 10%. The person that signs up and there's a referral, all right, must name your name. If not, they blew it for you. If you want to give me the name and phone number, I'll have someone call them right away so you get credit for that too. Now, here's our problem. You are on the national mailing list in the robocall list because you are basically a voter. Simple. They sell that list 412 times a year. You got a cable bill. You got a corporation. Why don't you call 888-567-8688, opt out for 5 years, get off the national mailing list. Now, step 5 is very simple. This is where you plan the problem. You had a friend and family member rip you off. Sorry to say, but it's true. They didn't respect the money you loaned them because they didn't earn it. And then all they can do is say, I'm sorry. And you spend thousands on crap that did not work. So we go back to the safety credit rules and the sticky. We create our line of defense. All dashboards the way I designed it years ago were 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. Ultimate goal. So as we get our discipline down with our sticky, the reality is pretty simple. As we do this, keep in mind, you're going to give me an excuse, or do you have to jack up your credit? The answer is no. There's no excuse because all cards use a 25% 29% rule, but 2. A car and a house payment. As long as you maintain them, they don't fluctuate your credit score. Neither do the gold or platinum cards. It's time to understand you can push it up to $1 million, and they have a pay or time limit too. So the bottom line is very simple. Lose your job, have an emergency, what do you do? It's very simple. All right, everyone does the same silly thing. They run out of money, they run out of time, then they go jack up their credit in 42 days and feel sorry for themselves until the world feels sorry for them too, which is ridiculous. So let's understand something today. Let's pretend you need $5,000 now. Ask your friends, your family at the bank. They say no when you need it. Here's a $5,000 card in my hand. The payment's $50 a month. The average person wastes $50 every other day. You can maintain this credit card and have a safety card for you and your family too. They say you may waste $140 a week. That's $600 a month. If we have corporate credit, ultimately go and we take $50,000 off the card, the payment is $612.26. So this means flat out what the average person wastes and pisses away in a given month. During the pandemic, they could have bought 2 pizza restaurants using some common sense. Very simple to do. Oh, there's white men can jump and stupid people say we can't. There's Nixon again, took the gold standard out. Write down Ray's rules now. $100,000 sticky beyond the card. The only thing that gets screwed up from now on is the division. You don't bring the pain to the corporate or your family ever again. You learn to balance your debt. You make sure you understand, have your cake and eat it too. Ray's rules, step number 7 today. Become a certified CFO and never bring the pain home. Not hard to do when you know how to play. So let's understand something. There I am in that coma. It sucks. I wish I would have could have said and go, boo. At least I know what I look like when I'm dead. Once you Google the address and verify, I'm telling you the truth too. You see, I've been in 2 comas now. One at 5.5, crippled for life. Jesus said, get up. At the time I got up and freaked them all out. Last one I got to die and come back and help you. The devil's trying to hold us back and knock us down. But again, God's delays aren't God's denials. So I'd like to repackage your life if you allow me to. Rebuild you my way as Humpty Dumpty. That corporation's what again? Legal person. You need to focus on that. Ultimate goal is very simple. The lack of knowledge is what makes people do stupid things. People aren't stupid. Half needs to be a little crazy to go get it. The other half are just lazy. Helping Hand Industries, 100,000 in the mail. Got named to the movie Dave. Division process that I invented in 85, 86. Multiple locations. Line of defense. If I need to, I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate. On top of that, every piece of property, since they slip and fall and want to sue up and take everything I got, they can't do that too. And each division is entitled to cash and credit and supply credit too. Division under the corporation is the legal person. So you have to learn to play. Now, I did build credit for my cat while I was at the Bonaventure. Inc. magazine came to interview me and used plastic to finance your business. I told them to put that in their article, and they did. Simple. Why don't you get 9 divisions? That's how you multiply to $1 million. Let's build a corporate umbrella. Simple. If you allow me in my system that I created and invented years ago, I'm going to basically set up credit files under tax ID. I'm going to basically get you some cash credit. And then from there, I'm going to line you up for checkbook money. Would that be okay for you? 9 divisions up to $1 million. 41 up to 5 million. That's what it's going to take. Those are your goals. From here, look at your corporation on the Secretary of State's website today. I want you to realize I'm telling you the truth. When they sue the corp, they sue you. All right. I taught the grown-ups how to put their ducks in a row when I was a kid. Now it's time to teach you. When they sue the corporation, they sue you. You're a duck and a sheep, and that sucks. So basically, you need the line of defense. Everybody in the United States of America better understand the only way they survive is a division process and start leaving a legacy to their children. All right, tax ID. So I know everyone has an excuse. I'm homeless. I lost my job. Blah, blah, blah. I've done it all. I came out of a coma and they stole my millions and billions. Homeless. I sold my wedding ring, my Rolex, my bracelet, my necklace. What did I do? I didn't go home whine to you. I didn't have a home to go to. In other words, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for you not getting to the $1 million dream. And the only excuse is you're lazy or you're not crazy enough to go get it. And you're too damn comfortable. Comfortable doesn't get it, ever, ever. Corporations build their own cash credit, if you let me play the game with you. I designed this for $150 checkbook money and $100,000 card per entity. That's the $250. We get one card, we multiply it 9 more times. That's just one card out of 10 that I like. So the bottom line is that's how you create it into $1 million. If you want me to daisy chain, let me know. I only take on so many cases at a time to daisy chain credit. And it's one card. No, I'm going to do 10 cards for you. And then if I daisy chain, I get stuck with you on the phone. I discounted to $49.99 today, so it's half price. So if you want to do it, it is today only. But again, we're going to take 10 calls, and probably have to talk to you between 5 and 10 calls anyway to get the daisy chain process down, which will master the rules for you too from now on. Now they give you an authorized user card because American Express has their own bank. They give you basically division cards. They give you a line of credit tied to your bank, so you'll need a division of you, putting that in that bank account too. Next, a division, if you allow me to set up under my system, adding $2,000 history to each one, we're going to get you the division. All right, we're $4.99 each division, 3 for $14.97. Use Zelle, you put RW in your Zelle. Why don't you take the credit I billed you, what I put in my book 45 years ago on page 6, it was cash flow free of your time. Why don't we turn this into an income to replace it or enhance it? Goodies are nice, aren't they? How many goodies would you like? I think you should have $5 million of checkbook money and $1 million of cash credit cards. There should be your goal. Can we follow that to be our goal, please? Next thing is making you a cash making machine. So let's understand that 100,000 to 1 million of supply and vendor credit OPM money. And what do? We use the Dun & Bradstreet system I designed years ago too. And then what do we do next? We sell on Amazon. We sell on eBay. Simple. That's how you make up to $1 million+ a year. So if you want, here's 10 cards. I'm going to show you my 5 favorite. I take basically the green card, spark up to 100,000 after I build you personally. And then we told it's times 9. Blue B of A times 9. Wells Fargo times 9. Inc. times 9. And then the gold times 9. So there's 5 cards that we can get up to, literally up to $5 million. Simple. Now we have to focus on checkbook money. Your banks will give you up to $150 unsecured, as long as you have a 2-year corporation. And the ultimate goal, here's my 5 favorite ones. There's other ones too. That's called checkbook money. From there up to $5.4 million. It all just depends on your divisions account you have too. Ultimate goal. You don't have a 2-year corp, simple, wait till next year or get one of the ones I have in stock. The office charges $9.99. If you Zelle $4.99, you get it through me as a 50% discount. Simple. It's a Zelle, RW in your Zelle. From here, I have 8 classes in rotation. Saturday, I have 10 live classes from 6 o'clock in the afternoon to 5 o'clock. This weekend is division subdivision. Starts at 8:30 in the morning. And what happens is very simple. If you're not in specialty classes, you can give us $9.99 and you get them all for 90 days. Or you can spend $4.99 per class. Hopefully you got a part of a package. This crap has to stop because that's what hurts your score. When you drop it, can't get any more, can't ride a diddly squat. So what do we look at? 29% rule, all cards but 2. Gold and platinum cards. We balance the score. We get the max amount if we need to, as long as you maintain the payment. Every application for cash credit for a corporation, you have to be a certified CFO, period. So what do? Borrow money is not taxable. We get our lifetime investment. The only thing that ever screws up from now on is a division. Never the corp, never your family. That's your cake and eat it too. Raise rules, becoming a certified CFO, never bring the pain home again. So if I give you $1 million check, what would you do with it? You'd probably put it in your personal account. Sorry, I'd say that's dumb. You only get to keep $375. Put it in the corporation, a division of you keep it all, pay all the bills first, then pay tax on the leftover. So we have to go back to the structure that we talk about, the United States of America Incorporated. They got 50 corps. They call them states. States got corps called divisions. They invented Chapter 9 bankruptcy, case blankets of fan. They planned the problem too. They bankrupt 11 cities' debts and stayed in business in front of you. You can do the same thing as long as you don't have the intent to do fraud. Step 9. Ultimate goal, Google bankruptcy today. When blank hits the fan is your SSN, you and your family, or corp division subsidiary under the SS4. Plan the problem, please. From here, we get to play, and if you let me add you to my credit system, we can even play on my pool table too. Build you up to $1 million of credit. Would you like that too? But you got to go to class. You got to basically not following what? Pay attention and follow through. Here's a starter package. The national average for a corporation this morning was $2,900. For a stupid piece of paper, it's actually free. Rebuild your credit, rapid score, articles also tax ID are free if you don't have them. Set up in level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The office and us, we give it for $9.99, same price, me or them, but they give you $5,000 of credit, I give you 10. That way I can motivate you to sign up while I'm online with you now. Zell. Analyze you in 24 hours. Add history. Start popping credit as soon as possible. Rebuild you as a certified CFO. Ultimate goal. So the bottom line is that extra credit is only during the webinar with me. Make sure you write down RW in your Zell and you tell us what you Zell for in the little message too. Beat your doubt, run your race. All right, get out of my way while I rebuild you, please. Ultimate goal, I believe you're stuck. You got to learn to get past go. Mansions in the harbor, God's gift. Race boats, U-Docks, and basically yachts. Lamborghinis, buildings, and helicopters too. Please change your driver's license to P.O. Box, mail and address, please. I'd like you to protect your privacy. Here's step number 12. Let's look at the car you drive today. The one you allow that car dealership to sweat you for 5 hours and treat you like a duck and a sheep and lose $10,000 and get you up to 9 inquiries. That's not how you buy a car. So let's understand how to buy a car from now on. It's fleet price, tax ID division. It's simple, wholesale price too. So let's talk about your house. Never put 2 people on the loan. That makes no sense. Create a loan to value for 2 people. Car shouldn't be your car. Division, tax ID, fleet price. Come on. If you lose the car or house because you didn't plan the problem, the creditor is allowed to turn it to the IRS as a 1099-C. So now you got shitty credit, an IRS problem, so you have double shitty credit. Sorry to say, but it's true. So every registered owner of a division to the car, in case there's a bumpity bump, plan the problem, 14 step. From there, what do we get to do? Register owner every Lamborghini is a division. When you buy properties, do it my way, please. I watch people buy properties. They're fixing up, there's an accident, and they get sued and screwed. If they would have transferred it immediately or through the escrow to a division, they wouldn't have been the duck. Do you realize that 40% of people who flip up properties run out of money or there's an accident and they get sued and screwed all the time? It's almost going to 50%. So why don't you do one thing, division process. You don't know who's going to slip and fall and try to screw you and sue you. Corporation, let's think about your house payment. It offsets your personal taxes. Google did not pay tax on the first $10 billion. Why would they pay tax? It makes no sense. From there, they don't pay tax on their double trillion they're worth now too. See, they're playing by the rules. They're doing what they're allowed to do. That's the ultimate goal. He bought Twitter with a line of credit within 24 hours. I think he's totally D and totally dumb. He's not as smart as people think he is. He's lucky he got a spaceship. So the other 2 guys. But again, you could join the club and win the battle too if you wanted to. Step 15. Now, here's their goodies. I watched this idiot on TikTok talking about Warren Buffett where he bought his house in 1968. Buffett has 85 houses. Okay, come on. Talk about something that makes some sense. He owns his favorite 10 companies and his 100. So understand they have to create money and keep growing a business, so they have to slow down and pay tax. Who wants to pay tax when you're having fun? Why don't you join the club? They don't pay tax. These companies, why would they do that? They raise their lines of credit above when they bring in. They never have to pay tax. It's not hard to do if you learn to play. Here's Carl. Come on. He has a line of credit for 1.2 billion at Bank of America, and he brings in $1 billion a year and never pays tax, state or federal. Here's Walt Disney. All right, basically what happens? They deduct taxes. The loophole king? No. They did exactly what they're allowed to do. They put an IOU on $1 billion and pay no tax. Borrow money, not taxable. All right, leveraging money. So I want you to think about something in the near future. Don't take a picture of this. All right, I train people to do international business. I tell them how to take their credit cards and give them to a broker, and they'll turn them into $1 million and pay you $9,000 a month. While you sit there going, beep, beep, beep. That's all, folks. $9,000 per card per month. Maybe you'll think about creating some cash flow for your time. Why don't you look up Cook Island, write it down today, Island of Man in Panama. And then you'll look at Lloyd's London, because they'll insure everything you do so you never get screwed. Are you going to count on the United States of America Incorporated and all these banks that keep getting indicted too? Well, that's why people end up broke. So the bottom line is you can learn to play. Run your life through a corporation in conjunction, please. All right, step 16. So let's play. Pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Your taxable income, you get the leftover, and you pay car payment, gas registration, insurance. And you what? I'd say no right now. Your biggest problem is you're afraid to try, and you're comfortable having your same damn rerun. Reruns suck. I got tired of watching the Lucy show a long time ago. Why don't you drive a company car like I do? Step 17. Why don't you get an SS4 today? You'll see where it says banking and credit purposes. It's free information. You can download it from the IRS.gov. You can find out you never did be a duck and a sheep. You decided to follow a bunch of dummies, didn't you? So here's Mama. Mama, she had to sign the SSN form ever since Nixon took the gold standard out in 71. The baby's got to get a Social Security card so they can basically bond the baby who's going to go home and take a nap and a poop and sleep. So they can bond the baby and print some more money. See, everything to me is rules and tools. Escrow, close, homestead, trust. Your house not in a trust. When they sue you, they screw you up. And from there, when you die, it's stuck into probate. Your family got diddly squat, like Aretha Franklin's family. Kind of stupid. You fix up a property, what do you get to do? It's simple. You hire the contractor that hires the subcontractors. And then when they slip and fall, they sue you and screw you and take everything you got. My way, they get diddly squat. Division process, by the way. Why don't you look up irrevocable trust? But you're a grown-up, aren't you? Step number 19, the ultimate goal. Now, these dummies that don't file their tax returns, I'm sorry, that's called stupid. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Go to prison like Wesley Snipes did for 3 years, fine $5 million. See, you can't play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. They have a form to get yourself back in the system too called 656 433 A and B. Ultimate goal, step number 20 today. Let's learn to get 70% discount in everything we do. So we can sell on Amazon and eBay and basically not pay a bill up to 90 days. Close escrow, get 200,000, turn it to what? 15 million. That's leveraging money. Oh, borrow money not taxable, allowed in defense. By the way, that's step 21 called blackjack. Whoops, you won again. First time in my life I was proud of myself, really, working my ass off since I was a little kid. Ray Reynolds University, my building, One Technology Drive, 22,000 square foot building. Simple. Locations in 3 other states. Doing $1 million a day up to that too. All right, stole my life. What am I supposed to do? Go home and go boohoo like most of you do? Hell no. I got out my blueprint, see it, believe it, go get it. And then I basically got my 5 closet divisions out. And then I built another $1 million of credit. Why would anybody stay down when it's not hard to play the game? Everything's easy when you know how, but it's your choice. Step 22. 1,000 steps to millionaire. Learn to be the certified CFO. You don't have the Millionaire's Founders Kit. It's free as long as you Zelle $99. All right, shipping and handling too. There's your Zelle, RW, and you put your address, we ship it right away. I'm online 6 days a week. Been in front of people in line for 45 years. All right, credit, loan, and money. 100,000 into that. What does that create? Cash flow, free up your time. Maybe you want to do Section 8s. Maybe you want to basically find out the biggest problem is you, and let's build that $10 million company too. All right, what do we get? Expos, franchise, and hedge funds. So never forget the 5 reasons why you want cash credit under tax ID. All right, making your money making machine. 100,000 to $1 million vendor and supply credit. OPM, Dun& Bradstreet. And then we sell on what? Amazon and all right, eBay. Why not? See, it's not hard to do a business. You just have to jump and go get it. See it, believe it, go get it. Take a picture of this today. Here's the bottom line you get to do through me, and you get all the goodies too. From here, if you want today a 50,000 or 100,000 added to a package, all right, very simple. All right, it is discounted today, right there, 1,500 for 50 and 2,500 for 100,000. If it is Zelle during this broadcast, if it's not, the offer's ended. Simple to do. Phone calls 13726. 52 is 5,000, but that gets you into next year. You want $1 million? Simple, I'll build it for you. 10%. I'll give you 45,000 of bonuses, the ones you're missing. From there, you pay in full. It's 50,000, 30,000, no bonuses. On top of that, you can put 10,000 down if you need to, and you can pay a monthly fee as I build it up and away. From there, I only put 10 in that, half are gone anyway. From here, the goal is to stop the way you do life. I'm sorry. I think that what you do is a rerun. Or I'd like to rebuild your life through corporate credit. I'd like to teach you to invest money and create a cash flow up to 50,000 a month. That's the real goal you should be focusing on. When I get you the 10 people in this program, all the classes are free between now and next year. From there, weekly video conferencing with the group, calls with me, all right, rapid rescore, and a monthly, all right, in-person, weekly actually, in-person blueprinting, or will Zelle or Zoom, Zoom, if you're out of state, don't fly in. Most people do fly in, by the way. So the next thing I have to teach you how to master how to get applications done. Because once I build you the next $5 million, all right, when you want to build more. So the goal is that's $25,000. It's not for everybody. There's only 6 left anyway for the ultimate goal. Me, you're coaching for 1.5 years. So today the goal is, if you want that, it's up to 50,000 a month. And the goal is let's push you up to, all right, $5 million of credit. But again, I only put 10 in there. That's all I'm going to allow to do. And 6 are left. If you don't do it right away, you missed out the opportunity. Zelle, bank transfer, deposit, or wire. So the bottom line here is the corporation's a legal person. Division process gives us a way to control, never bring the pain to the corp of the family. The opportunity. Every division gets a tax ID. They're entitled to a Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Every tax ID. 9 divisions up to 1 million. 41 up to 5 million. So if you want to learn to get the credit, 1 card getting 10 more, the goal is I have to daisy chain it for you. And the daisy chain process today, during this broadcast, I discount it half price to $49.99. Ultimate goal. Divisions are simple. Through my system, I add 2,000 of history, and I charge $4.99 for each division. That's $14.97 for 3. It's a Zelle today only. What are you willing to lose, family, corporation, division? So let's think if we play chess today. We both lose pieces on both sides. But my way I designed this is we both get checkmate. So I need you to focus on step 23. So as we play, reaching the dream, think to be the impossible, raise rules, training people to be millionaires through corporations and divisions, and how to become a certified CFO. The ultimate goal. I like to get goodies. Would you like to be next? Just let me know. The ultimate goal, adding you to my credit system. So here we get to play and show you how to get the American dream, analyze you, and show you exactly what you need to do in your part, what I do the rest for you. And I call your case number every Saturday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. Very simple to do. Never have joint credit. just in the way, buy a house, escrow, close, homestead. I don't know why people spend thousands for a corporation when they're free, little filing fee, and they need divisions for real estate, franchise, current business, and line of defense using Ray's rules, giving bonus cash credit, write it all off, and finance the dream, the ultimate goal. So as we played the game, we want to win step 24. If all you want is a 750 score, okay, let me analyze you, wrap a rescore, go to class, we rebuild the credit. All right, we even give you a $500 card on the discounted price today of $499. So the bottom line, you get your money back anyway. And what happens is now you have a 750 score. As long as you do what I tell you to do and you follow through. Starter package, credit, rebuilt. Articles also tax you're free if you don't have them. Set up in level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to give it for $9.99 like the office does, but I give you 10 times your money back, 10,000. They're only allowed to give you 5. So the ultimate goal, if you did it here, getting that extra credit, we analyze, we add history, and we start popping credit as soon as possible as you learn to be a certified CFO. Again, it's a Zelle, RW when you Zelle. From there, you give referrals, we'll build more credit, or we'll Zelle you back 10%. But they got to name your name when they sign up. If not, they blew it for you. So I always say, give me their name and phone number through my email, and I'll have someone contact them too. So here's your corporation with your entities. Banks, bankrupt locations, because they're branch numbers and separate corporations called subsidiaries. Division process gives you more privacy, and the goal is to protect your assets and never bring the pain home, and become a certified CFO and reprogram your brain to millionaire status. Look behind that curtain. Never bring that pain home. Stay safe and strong. Do your best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. So at the end of the day, anything I offer today, you can call Scott, my controller, at 800-254-9506. Ask for Scott. Insist on that if you want I offered to you today too. So what do we get to do? We do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. We never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all too.